Commander Elena Vasquez stood at the observation deck of the Prometheus Ascendant, watching the swirling nebulae of the Kepler expanse stretch endlessly before her. 300 years had passed since humanity's exile from civilized space, and now they had returned not as supplicants, but as conquerors. The holographic display materialized beside her, showing the approaching Galactic Council fleet. Their ships gleamed with the polished perfection of a civilization that had grown complacent in peace. Elena's weathered face showed no emotion as she counted their numbers. 3,000 vessels, impressive by any standard except humanity's new one. "Admiral, we're receiving a transmission from the Council flagship," reported Lieutenant Commander Chen from the bridge below. "Put it through," Elena replied, her voice carrying the authority of someone who had clawed her way up through decades of brutal expansion wars. The familiar blue-scaled visage of Councillor Zethkar appeared, his four eyes blinking in the peculiar pattern that denoted diplomatic urgency among his species. "Commander Vasquez, we formally request your fleet's withdrawal from Council space. Your people were exiled for good reason. Your aggressive nature poses a threat to galactic stability." Elena allowed herself a thin smile. "Counselor, you seem to have forgotten something important. This is no longer Council space." Behind her, the tactical display showed the true scope of humanity's return. What the Council saw as a single fleet was merely the tip of an iceberg. Cloaked throughout the system, hidden by quantum stealth technology the Council had never dreamed of, waited another 50,000 human vessels. The exile had been meant to contain humanity's expansion, to force them to wither in the galaxy's outer rim, where resources were scarce and habitable worlds few. The Council had underestimated human adaptability. Where other species saw barren systems, humans saw opportunities. Where others found hostile environments, humans found challenges to overcome. The asteroid belt that became humanity's first major colony had been dismissed as worthless by Council surveyors. But humans had carved vast cities from those rocks, extracting rare minerals and building the foundation of what would become the most efficient shipyards in the galaxy. The radiation-soaked worlds of the Terminus sector, avoided by all other species, became humanity's proving grounds for genetic enhancement and cybernetic integration. Most crucially, the Council had banished humanity to the region where two galaxies were slowly colliding, an area they considered uninhabitable due to the gravitational chaos. But humans had learned to harness those very forces, using the massive energies generated by galactic collision to power weapons and shields beyond anything the Council possessed. "Sir, the Council fleet is moving to intercept position," Chen reported. Elena nodded. "Signal the Cerberus Division. Begin Phase 1. The space around them seemed to shimmer as humanity's cloaked fleet revealed itself. The Council ships, suddenly outnumbered 17-1, began broadcasting panic signals across all frequencies. But Elena wasn't interested in a massacre, not yet. "Counselor," she addressed the still-open channel, 300 years ago, "your people declared us too violent for civilized society. You cast us out like vermin, believing we would simply fade away. You were wrong." Through the viewports, the Council could now see the full scope of their error. Human ships stretched beyond the horizon, each one a testament to humanity's refusal to accept defeat. The vessels were different from the elegant, curved designs favored by Council races. Human ships were angular, brutal, efficient built, not for beauty, but for war. "We adapted, Counselor. We thrived. While your species grew soft in their comfortable worlds, humans learned to survive in places that would kill your people within hours. We didn't just survive, we evolved." Elena gestured, and her tactical officer transmitted data to the Council fleet. The information showed the extent of human expansion: 17 solar systems fully colonized, 43 mining operations, 12 major shipyards, and a population exceeding 2 billion, all in the space of 3 centuries. But more disturbing to the Council would be the technological advances. Humans had reverse-engineered every piece of Council technology they could acquire through trade or salvage, then improved upon it. Their weapons were more powerful, their shields more resilient, their ships faster. Most significantly, they had solved the energy crisis that had limited galactic expansion for millennia by learning to tap directly into stellar cores. "You created your greatest enemy," Elena continued, her voice steady despite the magnitude of the moment. "Every slight, every act of discrimination, every door you slammed in our faces, it all drove us to become stronger. You taught us that we could depend on no one but ourselves." The Council fleet was attempting to form defensive formations, but human ships moved with precision that spoke of countless battles fought in the lawless outer regions. Each vessel was crewed by individuals who had been forged in the crucible of humanity's exile, where only the strongest and smartest survived. Councillor Zethka's image flickered as his ship's systems struggled to process the tactical situation. "What do you want?" he finally asked. Elena's smile widened. "We want what you denied us 3 centuries ago. Recognition, territory, respect. But we're not asking any more, Counselor. We're taking it." The human fleet began to advance, not with the chaotic aggression the Council expected, but with the methodical precision of a species that had learned patience through suffering. This wasn't a raid or a desperate strike. It was the opening move in a campaign that had been planned for generations. "You have 24 hours to evacuate the Kepler expanse," Elaine announced. "After that, anyone remaining will be considered hostile. Choose wisely, Counselor. Humanity has come home." As the transmission ended and the Council fleet began its hurried retreat, Elena reflected on the irony. The Galactic Council had banished humanity to prevent them from becoming a threat to galactic peace. Instead, they had forged the greatest military power the galaxy had ever seen, one that was now coming to collect 3 centuries' worth of accumulated grievances. The age of human expansion had begun, and this time, no one would be able to stop it.